Did you know that eating onions with certain foods can lead to cancer and dementia? Onions, which are beneficial on their own, can be combined with foods that either enhance or weaken their benefits. It is important to consume onions properly to get all of their health benefits. The wrong combination can be detrimental to your health. Today, we are going to tell you about a shocking discovery that you need to know. According to a recent study by the World Health Organization, combining onions with certain foods can significantly increase the risk of cancer and dementia. But don't worry, we're not just going to scare you. Today, we're going to tell you about the 3 foods that are worst with onions and the 3 that pair perfectly with them to prevent cancer and dementia. This video will be extremely informative and helpful. So, if you want to become a master of your health, click like and let's get started. So when we eat, we don't use just one ingredient in every meal. Ingredients complement each other in flavor and nutrients. But just because the flavors match doesn't mean the nutrients do too. Consuming foods with bad combinations can harm the body and even lead to serious problems like cancer and dementia. Each natural ingredient has its own beneficial nutrients. Knowing them and incorporating them into your diet is the best path to health. Today's star ingredient is onions, known as the elixir of the dinner table. Onions have many more amazing health benefits than you might think. It was known as a source of energy for the workers who built the Great Pyramids, one of the wonders of the world. It is said that eating onions daily can help you avoid visits to the doctor, which emphasizes how amazing this food is. It is also believed that it is thanks to onions that the Chinese, who eat a lot of fatty foods, have a low incidence of cardiovascular disease. Onions are very beneficial for the body, especially in this weather when our energy is at 0. You should choose onions before any other tonic foods. The thiosulfonates found in onions promote the absorption of vitamin B1, which is closely related to energy metabolism, and are extremely effective in recovering from fatigue. In addition, the spicy component allicin acts as a sedative, so it is great for preventing stress-induced insomnia and stabilizing the state of mind and body. If you suffer from sleep disorders and depression, onions are the best solution for you. Onions are also rich in folate, which is very important for brain health. It helps increase blood flow to the brain, providing it with oxygen and nutrients, and is great for preventing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Onions, in particular, have been famously nicknamed the blood vessel cleaner. It contains quercetin, which lowers bad cholesterol, making it very effective in preventing atherosclerosis, cardiovascular disease, and any adult illness. In addition, it not only absorbs and eliminates harmful substances from the body, but also breaks down fats, so you can enjoy the benefits of weight loss as well. But wait! Did you know that even healthy onions can be harmful if consumed with certain foods? Let's figure this out together. We will look at the 3 worst foods to eat with onions that can negatively affect your health, and the 3 best foods to combine with onions. Number 1. First, let's talk about the worst way to consume onions for health: onion juice. Many of you drink healthy juices, and onion juice is quite popular. Onions, which are rich in chromium, are great at activating insulin, making them especially beneficial for blood sugar control and diabetics. Onions also promote collagen formation, improve skin elasticity, slow down aging, support scalp health, and prevent hair loss. But here's the kicker. Even the healthiest onions change when you make juice from them. It's a completely different story. Diabetics and people with weakened kidneys should avoid onion juice at all costs. When onions are juiced, the sugar content increases due to concentration. Since chewing is not necessary, the nutrients are absorbed faster, resulting in a spike in blood sugar levels. Also, onion juice is rich in potassium, and people with kidney disease should be careful as their body cannot excrete potassium effectively, leading to potassium accumulation in the body. Excess potassium can cause palpitations and, in severe cases, sudden death. If you regularly take aspirin or high blood pressure medications, onion juice can increase the risk of bleeding, so it is best avoided. Also, in people with sensitive stomachs, concentrated onion juice can increase acid reflux, so it's best to avoid it. Therein lies the pitfall of healthy juices. In general, it's best to avoid concentrated juices such as onion juice. If you do need to consume it in liquid form, try making onion husk tea. Onion husks are high in antioxidants, so keep this alternative in mind. So how should onions be consumed? The first best food that pairs perfectly with onions is meat. Chewing your food thoroughly is key to maximizing the absorption of all the nutrients. If you cook onions and chew them thoroughly, the dietary fiber and other nutrients in onions work in harmony. But when it's concentrated in juice, it can do your body more harm than good. Therefore, a product that goes well with onions is meat. As we age, many of us have difficulty digesting meat and often suffer from abdominal bloating. It is very important to eat meat with onions. One of the spicy components of onions, diallyl sulfide, stimulates the mucous membranes of the stomach and intestines, increasing the secretion of digestive juices. This makes onions very beneficial to digestion when cooked with meat. The alkaline nature of onions combined with meat proteins not only neutralizes the peculiar smell of meat, but also purifies the blood, making it a great combination. Additionally, when you eat onions and meat together, the vitamin B1 found in meat interacts with the allicin found in onions to form alamin. This increases energy production and is very helpful in recovering from fatigue. Not to forget the antibacterial properties of onions. Onions are extremely effective against Salmonella and E. coli, common causative agents of food poisoning. This makes onions an important food to include in your diet. Second, the worst combination with onions is, oddly enough, honey. Onion and honey pickles were once popular, and many people loved them. However, consuming onions with honey can be dangerous. The volatile compounds in onions, thiosulfonates, can cause gas when consumed. Consuming them together with honey can impair vision and in severe cases even lead to blindness, so it is crucial to avoid consuming them together. Although the combination of honey and onions is rare, sometimes honey is used instead of sugar in dressings for dishes containing onions. Therefore, it is important to keep this in mind and exercise caution. Number 2. Now for the second best combination with onions, vinegar. Onions strengthen blood vessels and improve circulation, which makes them extremely effective in preventing and treating hypertension, atherosclerosis, and cardiovascular disease. Onions are also great for cancer prevention and stimulate insulin secretion, which helps in the prevention of diabetes. When onions and vinegar are combined, their medicinal properties are greatly enhanced. The main component of vinegar, acetic acid, serves as a raw material for adrenal cortex hormones in the human body, performing sterilization and detoxification functions. What's more, the combination of the nerve-soothing properties of onions and the stress-relieving effects of vinegar create an incredible synergistic effect when consumed together. Try pickled onions with vinegar. It's not only delicious, but also very healthy. Note, this is the key point for today. Another recommendation is onion wine, which is very good for your body. It is a great way to absorb all the antioxidants found in onions. The fact is that the beneficial flavonoids found in onions do not dissolve well in water, so even when consumed, they are inefficiently absorbed by our bodies and are often deactivated by gut bacteria. However, when fermented with alcohol, these components are released into wine, maximizing their absorption by the body. According to a study by Prof. Shui Feng from Taiwan, 10 weeks of onion wine consumption significantly improved blood cholesterol levels. For your health, try making onion wine and drinking a glass a day. Number 3. Finally, the third worst way to eat onions for health is with onion rings or fried onions. These days, you often see beautifully fried whole onions or onion rings in fast food restaurants. Even healthy onions become harmful to your body when they are fried. This is mainly because it is usually fried at high temperatures, which produces a high amount of trans fats compared to other foods. Consuming a lot of trans fats lowers good cholesterol and raises bad cholesterol. In addition, when onions are dipped in batter and fried, glycotoxins are formed. These glycotoxins damage brain cells and cause inflammation. Constant consumption of these fried foods can lead to chronic inflammation throughout the body and ultimately increase the risk of cardiovascular and brain disease. Avoiding fried foods is critical to preventing cancer and dementia. So, what should onions be eaten with? Now let me recommend the third and final best combination with onions: whole grains and brown rice. Brown rice and whole grains are rich in iron and zinc. When zinc, which is abundant in whole grains, is combined with the sulfur-containing compounds in onions, it greatly boosts immunity. If you suffer from a frequent cough and catch colds easily, it is important to include onions and whole grains in your diet. Try eating whole grain bread with onion soup or adding onion dishes to your cereal. It really is a great combination. Finally, let me share a few important tips for cooking onions. First, lightly frying onions in oil promotes better nutrient absorption. For this, it is best to use oils that do not oxidize, such as olive oil or canola oil. Also, instead of cooking the onions immediately after slicing, it is better to let them stand at room temperature for about 15–30 minutes. This is because when exposed to oxygen, the sharp sulfur compounds in onions are converted into enzymes that are beneficial to the body. These enzymes actively improve metabolism and are much more effective in preventing blood clots. So remember this advice. So we've looked at the 3 foods that are worst with onions and the 3 that are best. To summarize, instead of honey, onions should be consumed with vinegar and wine, and instead of concentrated onion juice, it is better to cook onions with meat and chew them thoroughly. Also, do not eat onions in fried form. It is better to lightly fry them with whole grains. It is much healthier. What are your thoughts on this? I hope you are enjoying onions in the healthiest combinations and taking care of your well-being. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. More information on this topic can be found at the links in the description below this video and on our channel.
Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.